Finn and the old man's house. Once upon a time, and a very good time, and a very long time ago, which is just strictly Blarney for once upon a time, there was a hero of the day that went by the name of Finn McCool. And it was said of Finn that, if he did not say his name in a day, he might truly be the end of the world. So I think we'll be saying his name a few times tonight. And it was said of Finn that no stranger ever knew his home. None were ever strangers to his house. And it was said of Finn that if all the leaves of the trees were a red gold, and the mist coming off of the breakers on the rocks were a white silver, he would surely have given it all away. And Finn, there's things that he loved to do, but the one thing he loved to do the most was hunt. And why wouldn't he love to hunt? Why, he had two of the best hunting hounds that any hero could have. Two hunting hounds, two of his nephews that were caught in enchantment, Spawn and Skillon. Two hunting dogs. Yes, but this is not the story I am telling, although I do know it. Well, on that day, Finn was with another hero of the day. His name was Conan the Mall, which means Conan the Bald, and bald all over he was, all over the top. He was as bald as a fresh peeled Prady. But he did have hair all the way down his neck and down his back and down his arms. He had so much hair that once a week they had to shave it off. And his wife, not being cheap, but frugal, she was Scottish, would darn socks and hats and gloves for all of the other heroes of the day. And Conan's job was, if he saw a closed door, he would surely knock it down. And if he saw a frown on a face, he would slap a smile on it. Yeah, that bald man would do that for sure. Matter of fact, it's kind of a smile like, you might have heard this one where there's a bald man and a guy with lots of hair in the pub one night. And the guy with the hair was making fun of the bald fella. Oh, baldy, 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 baldy. Why, your bald head feels just like my wife's behind. Well, the bald guy goes up to his own head and says, why, it surely does. Yep, that's the kind of smacking he would do. And you might have heard of Conan the Barbarian. Well, this Conan the Mall came first. Conan the Barbarian came from an old tradition called a rip-off. And that's not the story that I'm telling either. And on that same day, they were with another hero of the day, Dermot of the Love Spot. Now, Dermot had a spot on his face that he had to keep covered with his hat because if any of the young ladies were to see it, they would fall passionately in love with him. And Dermot, he loved to hunt too, but for some reason he would never hunt the black boar, and I guess we'll never know why because he's never said such. Yeah, but this is not his story that I'm telling. But yeah, that day, the three heroes of the day were in Erin aside the Clive. God bless it and keep it safe forever. And they were probably out hunting the white stag, but they did not find it. But the night and the wind and the rain found them in the dark. And they were out on the moor just long enough to where they were residing to the fact that they might have to be out there all night long. Although they did see a white, bright light, a winkling and a twinkling off the side of the moor. So as they went over toward it, they came upon a house, small house with some small steps and a big door at the top. And Finn gave it a hero's whack, and the door started to open. It was a big door. And there looking down on him was an old man with long white hair. But his hair went all the way down to his hairy toes. That's right. And he had eyebrows the size of fuller brushes. And he had ear hair that came down and was matted into his beard. And his mustache, he didn't have to wax. Yeah. And he said, "Oh," the old man's saying, "Oh, well, I see. You're out there in the wind and the cold and the rain, and I'm betting you'd like to come in. Yeah, I'm betting you'd like to come in and warm up and dry up a bit. And I'm betting if you come in and I invite you that you're going to behave yourself and act like gentlemen. No shenanigans in my house." And he turned and walked into the house. And Conan looked at Dermot, and Dermot looked at Finn, and Finn looked back at the both of them. They were all thinking the same thing. How can this old man, this spindly old man, sprig of a spindly old man, be talking such to them, the three biggest heroes of the day? Well, they decided to go in, and they were in there, and their eyes started to adjust, and they noticed a wee goat in front of the hearth, up and down and all around. Well, and the old man came back out from the other room with a little rope made out of grass, and he says, "I was just hoping one of you fellers could help me out and tether me wee goat to the front of the hearth." And he walked out. Well, Conan, being the big Conan, he tried once, he tried twice, he couldn't catch it 3 times. And Dermot, he did bad, and Finn worse than the first 2. Well, the old man came out of nowhere and kind of went, walked over to the goat, tethered it, hooked it to the hearth, just as easy as one step in front of the other. No problem. And he was mumbling things like, "Yeah, do it yourself. Yeah, you never get anything done. Like old men will do. I'm doing a pretty good job of." Before they could say anything, out from the door came a beautiful young lady. Her eyes were as blue as the new sky, hair black as the night. And not to make a short story too long, or a long story too short, they all almost fell over themselves ogling her. And not to make a short story too long, or a long story too short, they all fell passionately in love with her, or something like it. And Dermot, being the ladies' man, says, "Sweet pulse of my heart, apple of my whole understanding, I cannot spend another hour of my life without you in it." Or things that guys say when they get infatuated with a woman. And she looked at him, her eyes flashing as she spun around on her toes, and on the way out she says, "Surely you had me once, and you cared not for me then." And out the door, slam. Well, they all looked at each other, and that night, they'd caught no sleep for pure curiosity of what went on the day before. Well, when they woke up the next day, Finn made sure to go tell the old man, "Thank you for the hospitality." He says, "Thank you so much, but I got to ask you something. Why was it you could tether the goat that we couldn't even catch? And what was it, and why do you think you could talk to us 3, the spindly old man, us 3 heroes of the day, talk to us like that? And who, pray tell, is that girl that talked to Dermot so rudely, telling him that once she was his, but now he had her and she doesn't have it no more? Who? And what is her name?" And he says, "Her name is youth, and surely you had it once and did not care for it till it was gone. And the goat is the world, and there is none that can tether the goat but me. And my name is Death." And with a little breeze, they found themselves out on the moor. And Erin of the Clive, God bless her and keep her forever, Finn and the old man